I'm sorry, it's Christmas. Please let me eat my dinner in peace the way Jesus would have wanted me to on his birthday.
Welcome, brothers. In today's video, we'll be showing how women feel depressed during Christmas when they attend family gatherings and get asked why they're still single. So, I hope you enjoy this special Christmas video. But before we start, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments. This really helps us reach more men who might need this content. Without further ado, let's get started.
Celebrating Christmas when you're single can be so difficult. And I get it. I'm doing it myself. You've got no one to buy presents for, you haven't got anyone buying your presents in return, you're going to go on social media, you're going to sit and look at everyone else opening the gifts off their loved ones, and you feel quite isolated and alone. I have to sit back sometimes and just think, keep your chin up, Soph. People are in worse situations than what you're in right now. And again, I know it's difficult, but you need to focus on the positive things that you've got going in your life. If you're lucky enough to have the majority of your family sat around you at a Christmas table, there's people who haven't even got that. You know, people who they love and care about. And, you know, I'd do anything to have my grandparents back around that Christmas table. You know, if you're going through a bit of a shit time and you're feeling a bit shitty and isolated and lonely, go and sit with your grandparents or sit with your parents and give them a hug and just realise that you've got so much to be thankful for, that you don't have time to sit moping about, you know, what could have been if you were still in your relationship. And at the end of the day, sometimes not being in that relationship is probably the best thing for you. But just keep your chin up, you know, we're all there for you. And yeah, try and have a good Christmas because, you know, you never know what's around the corner.
This is the woman who raises her middle finger when asked about her boyfriend's whereabouts. Christmas is a time of year when the feeling of being single is more pronounced, especially for women. It's the time when friends are with their partners, when you realize that at family gatherings, everyone has their significant others and children. It's tough because it's the moment when you feel like you should be with someone, the time when aunts ask about your boyfriend's whereabouts, when cousins see you as the woman who can't find a husband, where you end up looking like you have a problem. It's for these reasons that many don't even attend Christmas dinners. They don't want these uncomfortable questions or to be seen as the spinster aunt who only talks about an invented life.
I can't believe it, Jesus. I can't believe it, Jesus.
If you're still on the apps in December, why? What's the plan? What, you're gonna go on a first date on Christmas? You're gonna grab a drink on New Year's Eve? It's over. It's over for 2023. Accept your defeat with grace and dignity, like Marie Antoinette, who had her head chopped off.
I was trying to think of the best thing about being single during the holidays, and it's definitely not having to spend your money and buy your significant other gifts. But then I got to thinking, and I was like, well, you love spending money, you love shopping, and you love shopping for other people. So joke's on you, and you're very single.
Brothers, this is the month of the year when the most women are taking antidepressants. It's the time when most women feel depressed because of what they haven't achieved. Here, I wonder, if feminism tells them that they don't need any man, why do they feel like failures at the end of the year? Look at how this cheerful woman says she won't have a date in the last month of the year. This is how many women feel that they haven't succeeded in finding a partner. The wall, brothers, is real. They know very well that the wall doesn't forgive. These women know it better than anyone. Just look at this girl trying to buy gifts to try to fill a void she has during these dates. Wasn't it supposed to be about work, money, and luxury for empowered women? The warmth and companionship of a partner are irreplaceable, unlike material things.
I went to a Christmas party today, and the only single people at the party were me and 2 infants.
I challenge you this holiday season, whether it is at a Christmas party or at a holiday dinner or gathering, do not ask these single women in your life what their status is when it comes to dating. Don't ask them how dating is going. Don't ask them if they finally found somebody. There are so many better questions that you can ask than about who they're dating or if they're dating. Ask them about their hopes and their dreams and their passions. Ask them about their career and their hobbies. Women are so much more than who we're dating.
Honestly, this is just bad luck. Now my question is, who at a Christmas party goes around asking about dreams? They keep saying to ask another question because they're bothered when I ask, "Where's your partner?" Time is slipping away. Or when mom tells her, "You should lower your standards, daughter." They want to avoid all these uncomfortable questions that the family will throw at them. Many will say, "It's my life. Nobody should interfere." But when you see your cousins having it all or your siblings with grandchildren, it makes you feel uncomfortable as the single sister. It starts to get annoying. Brothers, the wall doesn't forgive, and time doesn't either.
If you're single or you're spending time alone over the holidays, you gotta watch this. More specifically, if you don't want to be. I've been single for 7 years. I spent a fair few by myself, plus doing a bunch of other things. I'm gonna walk you through what you need to do so you don't end up just sulking the whole time. Number one, easily the most important, you must get so robust in your brain that you are going to have strong boundaries with yourself about what you are thinking about. It is too easy to sit around and fantasize about how you want things to be or how you see things on some Christmas card. Now, listen to me. You have got to take what is going on in here so seriously. Everyone talks about having boundaries with other people. You must have them with yourself. And I get it. You might want the partner. You might miss someone. You might want things to be different. But just because this isn't your ideal scenario does not mean that it has to be a shit one. Billions of people, even those in the situations that you fantasize about, are not in their ideal situation. Because people don't experience things as we think they do. They experience them as they do. They have whole other lives and personalities and characteristics attached to it. So hear me so clearly. This all starts with how you let things fester in your mind. Thinking this way only drains our energy, our attention, and our joy. It does not take us anywhere. Number two, we're going to focus on creating memories for you to look back on. Now, we learn about things based on our frame of reference, and we create frame of reference through what we experience. It is more than okay to not have everything you want in place and to still find joy in that time. Think about what you would like to look back on in 2 or 3 months' time. Some of the things that you've done for yourself before that you've been like, I'm really glad I did that. Part of what sulking and kind of moping around does is it kind of gives us a bit of a get out clause for putting an effort elsewhere. And of course, that familiarity is often preferred over maybe exploring something new. Grab a pen and paper and quite literally write out things that you enjoy doing. I posted it over on my Instagram. I've written up 101 different things that you can do if you're single or spending time alone over the holidays. If you go there, you can find it. And we're not just out here like trying to deny how you really feel. We can acknowledge that, okay, maybe you would prefer to have a partner. You do miss someone. Maybe you would like for things to be different. Cool. Let's acknowledge that and move on. Life is so much more valuable than just sitting around and like torturing yourself about how things coulda, woulda, shoulda been and not doing anything. Go and have some fun. Get this sad bitch outdoors. You're going to make sure that when you look back in a couple of weeks that you're like, cool. It's not just going to be like some shitty Christmas because it doesn't look like some fucking Hallmark movie. You can make some nice food. You can take yourself on little dates. You can dance around to some music. You can wrap yourself up some little presents. Any sadness you feel, oh, someone needs to bake a cake. And number 3, get some perspective. And no, I don't mean, oh, other people have it worse than you. I mean, they do, but that's not what we're saying. I mean that this is going to be likely one of the best and biggest exercises of the relationship with yourself that you're ever going to have. I cannot say enough how perfectly okay it is that your life is not exactly as you want it to be. That's rarely ever going to be the case. So to do this, write out 5 different ways that this holiday season could go for you that you would be really happy with. We want to look to improve your mental flexibility to help you kind of see a few different perspectives. It can be really hard when a lot of those bigger emotions like the loneliness or the isolation come up, that they kind of then trigger a lot of thoughts and you kind of end up going into some dark pit corner of hell. And so learning how to separate that feeling from a projection of your future and a projection of your life is so important. We can actually work towards a lot more emotional regulation skills than just feeling like you're in some vortex of suffering. You can actually use this Christmas as a way to build building blocks for the rest of your life.
Brothers, more than helpful advice. These are tips from someone with a sad life. She says she's been single for 7 years, so she has quite a bit of practice. This woman doesn't look bad at all. But as she's surely waiting for that high-value man, she'll keep seeing the years pass, and she'll remain in solitude. This is the dilemma of the modern woman. She wants the best of the best, rejecting men with whom she could be having the best experiences during these holidays. But she doesn't want to be with average men. If you told her to go to a friend's gathering on Christmas, she'd reject it because her standards would probably lead her to a fancy restaurant or a trip. Brothers, when you hear her say, "Don't stay in a corner alone with your thoughts," she's probably regretting leaving a good man, thinking the grass would always be greener. The reality is that men are giving up on these women and prefer to go abroad. If you feel lonely today, go out with friends, hit a party bar, have dinner with your mother, but don't sit there feeling sorry for yourself. There's a world out there. You just have to position yourself where things happen. Today is one of the easiest days to go out with someone because many women are alone and seeking company. Just watch the next video.
Follow me as I spend Christmas Eve alone.
So what do all the people that are currently single and currently don't have family available do for Christmas Eve? Because I did my makeup, I got dressed up, and I am taking myself out to dinner. So I went to an Italian chop house in Ontario, California. I ordered the New York steak, truffle mac and cheese, and sauteed spinach. Mac and cheese was pretty good, but they overcooked my steak so much, so it wasn't the best. I'm home. I did it. Dinner was okay. Honestly, I often use food to cheer me up, and because the food wasn't that great, I'm a little down in the dumps, but it's okay. I think what I keep reminding myself is that, you know, a few years ago when I was 19, I was in a really bad place, and, you know, Christmas was just not good. I was alone, I was dealing with a lot, and so, you know, about 4 years later now, I am in a place where I'm able to rent a hotel room for myself for the night and go to dinner, take myself out to a nice dinner. So, you know, alone on Christmas Eve, but it's okay. Things have been worse. Things could be worse. So just reminding myself to be grateful. Anyways, Merry Christmas Eve to everyone. Things could be worse.
Believe me, it gets worse. It's sad how our society has changed so much for women and, consequently, for men. The ones with the green and pink hair ruined relationships for both genders, pushing women in this system to become so independent that they believe they don't need any man. Many became narcissistic, leading men to give up on them. Some choose to remain single or move to countries with more traditional cultures because women here think they are empowered. The problem lies in the fact that no matter how much money you have, even if you have the biggest house or the best job, it doesn't change the fact that you're spending Christmas alone. No material possession can replace a man's love for you, the feeling of belonging. If this woman were married, do you think she would be in a hotel? No, she would be at home with her children and a husband, waiting for her, happy to have a family dinner, giving thanks to God for a year together. But because the feminist movement tells her that the traditional man is the villain, that the important thing is not to feel oppressed, that they don't need any man, the result is a lonely dinner in a hotel room, cold and empty. Brothers, happy holidays. Remember, there's a world out there. Don't stay alone when you could be out with a woman abroad. If you have a family, cherish them, because time and the wall don't forgive. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think about these women spending Christmas alone? What do you believe are the reasons why these women are alone? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from The Wall.